Clarke, and welcome to Born Presents Mixology 101. We are here live in Boston, Massachusetts aboard the Majestic, operated by Boston Harbor Cruises. And today we're going to be featuring the watermelon margarita. To make the watermelon margarita, you're going to need a few ingredients. So we've chosen a high-end tequila, Olmeca Altos, which is 100% blue agave. Whenever working with tequila cocktails, you always want to make sure it's 100% blue agave. It's a pure agave spirit. Some lime juice and some agave nectar. Okay, why not simple syrup? Why agave nectar? Well, since the spirit is made from agave, we felt that we should sweeten it with agave. Then we're going to have some watermelon, some fresh rosemary for garnish, and that's it. That will be our margarita. So let's get started with building it. We're going to need 1.5 ounces of tequila. So we're going to go ahead and take our measuring jigger and pour in 1.5 ounces. Okay. And whenever you're using your jiggers, just keep in mind you always want to go right up to the line to get the full measurement out of it. Otherwise, your drink's going to be short. Okay. Then we're going to use a 1/2 ounce of lime juice. And we're going to use a 1/4 ounce of agave syrup. And why is it that we're not putting as much sweetener in? Is because we're going to get a little sweetness from the watermelon too. So we don't want our drink to be overly sweet. Get a nice 1/4 ounce there. This is pure agave syrup. Sometimes people will do it just kind of like with honey because it can be a little bit viscous. You can add a little bit of water to it, equal parts, and make more of a little bit of a syrup. So that's another trick sometimes that people will use so that you can be faster. But if you're just at home, it's pretty easy to just use the agave syrup. Now we're going to use 2 slices of the watermelon. I've gone ahead and pre-sliced the watermelon, but we're going to just take it out. We don't want the rind in there, so we'll go ahead and throw that away. And we'll just chop that up a little bit. Okay. And we'll go ahead and cut that also away from the rind. Go ahead. Now, you don't really need to muddle because we know we're going to get the extraction from the juices from shaking it. So we'll go ahead and get some ice in there. Before we ice our tin, what we're going to do is we're going to ice our glass. So we want to ice this up so we can have a nice cold glass. Nothing like putting a cold spirit in a warm glass. It's going to dilute it faster. And now we can go ahead and get some ice into this. Now this is a proper Boston shaker. We have the glass portion, what we call our mixing glass, and then our tin that will go on top. We're going to push it down, create a seal. So as you can see, it's not going to fall apart. We're going to flip it over. We always want to be shaking with the glass up and not at the bottom part, because when you're shaking, if it was to explode or to break, it would go forward towards maybe your guests or whoever you're in front of. This way it will go behind you, okay? So never have anyone behind you when you're shaking. And then we're going to go ahead and give it a nice shake. We want to incorporate that watermelon. So we want to really give a nice hard shake there. And you'll start to see that the tin frosted up, right? So that's kind of, we know now that the drink is chilled. When we go to break the seal, we don't want to be banging it on the edge of the bar or wherever we are on our countertop. We want to use our hand. And sometimes this can be tricky, but just keep banging it until you get it. It's gonna pull apart just like so. We're gonna move our mixing glass. We have our Hawthorne strainer, and then we also have a double strainer because we don't want to get any of the bits of watermelon in there. So. See a nice, pretty pink color. Just banging it to help it get out a little bit faster. We're done with that. And then maybe some fresh rosemary to go right on top. And we can just bang that across the back of our hand. Put it just like so. And we have the watermelon margarita. Thank you for tuning in today. It's Born Presents Mixology 101.